Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Saunch. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, for checking out this video specifically. Now, what we're going to be talking about is the results, the finals of the 2022 Arnold Classic in the men's open bodybuilding division. So if you're not interested in that, I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. But if you're still here, let's go ahead and talk about the results for this year's 2022 Arnold Classic in the men's open bodybuilding. And I want to, I'll save that thought. Hold on to that. I'm going to put it in my pocket. So let's talk about the top six. So Brett Wilkin came in sixth, which I think for me was lower than what I expected him to place. I thought he was going to be sneaking in around that 4, maybe 5. But for sixth place, I think that's good for him. I think he's happy with that finish. There's a lot of hype going into him placing well at this show. And, it is what it is. I thought he looked great. Let's pull up some photos real quick. But he looked good. I'd say the legs still need some size. The chest is good, good separation. He's put a lot of muscle on the last few years, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to really find his rhythm. And he's only done 2 shows. He placed second in the Chicago last year. The second in the Chicago, and then now he's coming into the second biggest bodybuilding show in the world and placing in the first call out. So I think that's a good start for his men's open career. And I expect to see him in the future. I think he might be doing the Boston, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that one. In fifth place, a surprise after seeing how day 1 concluded, but Justin Rodriguez ended up in 5th place. Now, looking at the prejudging footage, I thought he was battling for 2nd and 3rd. But as we saw with the finals and with the awards ceremony, he flattened out a lot. From day 1 to day 2, it was not in his cards. It did not work out very well. He looked very flat. His oil wasn't really fresh. He didn't look very hard. He didn't look very crisp. He lost a lot of the separation that he had in the legs. The shoulders looked downsized. It's just all around, he lost a lot. He lost a lot from the first day to the second day. And that's going to be the big story for him, is how is he going to be able to prepare for the Olympia if he, wasn't able to handle this 2-day event now. I don't know what the future is going to hold for him. I'm sure he's going to want to defend his Indy Pro title in Splash at the New York Pro, but we will see for the future for Justin Rodriguez. But he really impressed a lot of people. He impressed myself. He impressed everyone that watched that show. His prejudging was phenomenal. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to hold it together for one reason or another. I'm sure we'll have an interview coming out soon with Justin, and we'll be able to figure out what exactly happened in finals. But Justin Rodriguez in 5th place. Surprisingly, Samson Duda moving all the way up into 4th place. Now, I've been critical of Samson, saying that he is undersized compared to some of the other guys, but when he was standing next to Steve Koklow, I was very surprised. I thought that they were very comparable in a lot of the shots. I think that Steve lost probably a good 5, maybe even 10 pounds of muscle since Texas. I think he's downsized to maybe streamline the conditioning, and it did work out for him, as the results are going to show in just a second. But I don't think I'm going to be saying that Samson is undersized anymore. He looked filled out. He looked very complete. He looked very polished, very sharp. The separations, everything looked like it was how it's supposed to be. So, Samson Duda, a fantastic job with what he did there. Looking forward to seeing what he wants to do for the rest of the year. But yeah, 4th place for him at the Arnold Classic, Ohio, I think is a big feather in his cap. And I'm sure him and the Hostile team are very happy with that finish. 3rd place, the snake, Steve Koklow. This guy, I think I had him third or fourth, so I guess my predictions were pretty close there. But the big story here was Steve being able to hold on. There was some questions after Texas and some of the other shows last year. Is he kind of sailing off into the distance, and with different life things going on with him and his divorce? And I don't talk about stuff like that on this channel because we're not TMZ. I think that's kind of scummy, but here we talk about bodybuilding. And I think Steve really put a shot across the bow for the rest of the pros, saying, "Hey, I'm not done. I'm here to stay." So happy to see Steve do really well at this show. I expect him to do the Texas Pro, maybe even the Tampa or one of those other shows in the U.S. Got a lot of shows this year as restrictions are being lifted. So expect to see Steve Koklow back on the stage sooner than you expect. In second place, William Bonac, the Conqueror, two-time Arnold Classic champion, fell short. The judges didn't see it the way I think most people did, and gave William Bonac the second. And well, that obviously means that Brandon Curry coming in first, now two-time Arnold Classic champion and one-time Mr. Olympia in the men's open bodybuilding division. Now, this is where I want to take that comment out of the pocket and bring it out here. I am not a hater of Brandon Curry. And I'm not an overly big fan of William Bonac. I love his physique and he's very impressive. But I think I've said my critiques about both of them and I've given them both praises. But if we want to look at the posing routine of Brandon Curry versus William Bonac, the question I want to ask you guys, and please let me know down below, is what shots is Brandon winning? What shots do you think he's winning compared to William Bonac? From the front, I think the front double goes to William Bonac. I think the front lat goes to William Bonac. The leg separation, the shoulders, the chest, the shredded midsection, the shine, his polish is much better than the winner, Brandon Curry. From the side, the legs go to Bonac, the arms, the shoulders. I think Curry had a thicker chest because he raises it a little bit more, and then the midsection's smaller for Curry. But I mean, even then, I still think Bonac wins it. From the back, it's not even a conversation. Bonac wins it from just the pure dominance of the lower body, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves. The midsection's bigger but very muscular, and the back is comparable to that of Brandon Curry. So I could maybe see the back shots as a toss-up, but I would still want to give it to William Bonac. Brandon Curry's lat spread is very wide, but there's not as much volume and density, roundness of the muscle, just pure freak factor compared to William Bonac. And then the side shots, I think, are a toss-up as well. But please let me know in the comment sections below, what are your guys' thoughts about first and second place? Do you think Brandon Curry had just enough to squeak by with the win, or was it a solid win for Brandon Curry? And maybe I'm just not seeing it the way that the judges and you are seeing it. Or are you in my camp and you're looking at this and saying, how in the world could they have given it to Brandon Curry? There's literally no shots that I would give Brandon Curry besides the abdominal shots and maybe the side chest and side tri, just because it with that midsection really emphasizes that the X taper that we're looking for in men's open nowadays. So that's my 2 cents on the top one, top two. I don't know what the judges were seeing. Brandon looked phenomenal. He brought in his interview with Fuad Abiad right before they came on for finals or for the awards ceremony, Brandon Curry said this was the best version of Brandon Curry to date. So, I don't know. I thought he looked phenomenal. I thought he looked great, but I still think that William Bonac brought what needed to be brought to win this Arnold Classic and set him up to not have to qualify for the Olympia. But the judges didn't see that. Maybe you didn't see that. But please, like I said, let me know in the comment sections below. What are your guys' thoughts on the top two and the top six? Do you think Regan Grimes maybe got overlooked, or someone else might have gotten overlooked. Maybe Max Charles could have moved up a few. Please let me know in the comment sections below. Continue the conversation below. Check out all the links in the description. And if you'd like to support my channel, I have a Cash App now. So check that out if you guys want to shoot me some donations, or check out Galaxy Labs and all my other affiliates in the description below. Thank you for watching another episode of the Bodybuilding News Network. My name is Saunch, and I'll see you in the next one.